Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Creative K. I wanted to check out this deck. I had my eye on it for a while and I just never got around to getting it. And then one day, a couple days ago, I noticed that it was on Amazon and the Amazon pre-order was at $29.29 and I was like, "Oh my god." That is total synchronicity if I ever seen it, because I was trying to look for this deck and it said it was out of print. Okay. So I was like, oh my god, no, I missed out on it. So February 1st, if you ordered by February 1st, the pre-order price, right? You would have got it for $29.29, which is basically $30 prime. And if you didn't, I believe that Amazon has it there for $50. Um, and so let's get into it. This is a big, beautiful deck. It is much bigger. This is the other deck I also got with it. So if you have the Crystal Visions, it is definitely a little taller, maybe by an inch. And also, this is how it's going to look if you have the Crystal Visions Tarot. I thought this was really beautiful, and I'm not always like, how this came out and everybody's like, "Ooh, Crystal Visions." I'm not like that. I like to appreciate what I see and not be part of the hype. And I really wanted to get this on my own time and not just because everybody has it that I wanted to get it. So we also have that there, but this is the baby that we are going to be focusing on today. So it's copyrighted in 2017. It's fairly new, okay? Crosscore is the publishing company. This is written and illustrated by Cristy C. Okay, Next World Tarot, beautiful. I was inspired to get this because of the protest card that's in here, as well as the justice card and things like that, because in Hawaii in 2016 there was a protest that took place on our very own mountain, and we were protesting as we were going against science, right? We're doing pretty much culture versus science, and we're trying to stop a 30-meter telescope from being built on top of Mauna Kea, which you can already see the others from, across the island. And now we're gonna put an even bigger telescope up there. Nah. So that was the inspiration for the desire to get this, and I finally saw it, so I thought I would snatch it up while I had the chance. And it is, this is beautiful. For the people who own this, I completely that's beautiful, right? So the cards are really big, and I kind of like that a lot because you're gonna want to see the full image. Now if you were to like break this down to a regular tarot size, you wouldn't probably be able to see a lot of the details that are hidden within the artwork. And so when it comes to these cards, it's perfect. The Next World Tarot comes with a companion book. It does go over a lot of things like the New World Tarot spread. Okay, and then it jumps into the major arcana. The font isn't teeny tiny, which is really awesome for me because then I don't have to throw on some glasses to go through this. But it pretty much tells you about it. For example, the Two of Wands is a safe threshold. She's a guardian angel who asks you to discover your deepest truth and unreveal your deepest wounds while basking in your greatest achievements. So it does go through that. It goes all the way to the end. There are no markers on these pages, no numbers, so it's really cool. There is a New World spread here, as well as Shuffle and Spark a Flame, and then a little note from the creator, of course. No doubt this is going to be a beautiful deck. And we are going to set them on top of these so we can always be in frame. All right. So we have the Fool, which is the Aquarius card. Also Saturn. Some of us look at Aquarius as not Saturn, but Uranus. And that's okay. Oh, by the way, these are matte. And this is what the backs look like. Right? This kind of deck makes me think of 311's Beautiful Disaster. Yeah. A Beautiful Disaster. Anyway, here is the Fool next to the Magician. They are pretty, you know, they're not really thick cardstock cards. So you'd probably be careful with that. These would probably be spread out, fanned out, and then selected from them. But yes, the Fool and the Magician. And then we'll have the Magician. So you can take a longer look at it. High Priestess, yes, I love that. The Empress, also beautiful. The Teacher is replacing the Emperor. The Messenger. The Lover's card. For me, it kind of feels like self-love. That's where it all starts. Love where you come from. The Chariot is beautiful. She actually reminds me of a YouTuber. But the Chariot, I love elephants. I don't, for those of you who have been on this channel for a long time, you guys know that. But I love it. These images are very, you know, it says, it speaks something, you know, it speaks of volumes, not only, you know, based off of the people who are in it, but what they're doing as well. So I personally love decks like these. I wish the cardstock was a little bit more sturdy, a little thicker. And for that being said, I'm glad I was able to get them at the lower price than the $50 price, because I probably wouldn't have been too stoked on the cardstock if I had to pay 50 bucks for it. The Hangman is replaced with Suspension. And we have Death. I really enjoy that. Worldly Temptations, all the things that we're doing. Look at that. The Order of the Ages. So we've been going through decades of this kind of stuff. And then we start going into the minor arcana. So again, you know what I mean? I think that the cardstock may have been different when this first was released, but now that it's gone, you know, into a more where everybody is gonna have access to it, it's thinner, I think. Oh, 3 of Wands. A lot of the images are very powerful. They come from social injustices and things that, you know, should be acknowledged in the world, but, you know, it's a very powerful stance that this was created in. And so I can understand the price of it. It's so personal, it's so custom, it totally speaks volumes, and I completely give a lot of respect to Cristy Road for doing this. It is beautiful. You know, some people who really love art and who really are into not so much being into the politics, but you know, they can relate to certain things that are happening around the world, like people wanting to protest to protect cultural places, to preserve cultural areas, as well as protecting nature, just protecting water and not wanting to do any dredging or, you know, do the oil thing. It's not something that should be done. Like, have you ever noticed? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Have you ever noticed that when people start digging oil in new places, all of a sudden that there are a whole lot more earthquakes? Because if you release pressure, like oil is in there, right? When you create a void, it creates pressure. So when pressure is released from one place, it has to come and suck out, like it has to get, you know what I mean? Like something else has to come in, and it's usually air, and air has to come from somewhere. So I think I'm starting to feel like the more they dig up oil in new places, on the opposite side of the map of the planet, it creates earthquakes and stuff like that. So I try to just pay attention to that. That is just a pure science of things. 6 of Pentacles, interesting. 7 of Pentacles, also. Now, I would actually read this little book that it came with, because of I don't know what everything would mean in every single one of these pictures. Like, I'm just interested in what the picture means. I understand what the card means, and you know, these cool little tidbits at the bottom, that's really cool, but I kind of want to understand the art more than anything, because some of these, you know, they speak about things that are happening in the world, and some of them I'm not familiar with. All of them, I am familiar with some of them. And then they change when you get into court cards, right? The methodical approach. The throne of sanctuary. The throne of security. And I like that the fact that, you know, King of Pentacles has a woman image, because it's not about the sex. It's about that energy of the card. And I don't know about you guys, but I would say these cards have some pretty awesome energy. They are matte in the front. And they are like not glossy, but they're not matte in the back. They're kind of matte, but not really. Okay, 3 of Swords. 4 of Swords. Beautiful cards. And this is the kind of stuff that I like. I love art. I love... sometimes it completely sucks to be a Libra, because I love art. I love everything that is shiny and pretty, and I feel like I have a high vibrational Oshun energy, which I have totally connected with and acknowledged. But even though she is me through and through, I feel like I am still working with Yamaya. She is my spiritual mother, so I can't forget that. But just wanted to make that connection and throw it out there. These I am so pleased with. Like I said, I don't understand all of the imagery, but I do some. This is what a lotus looks like. And these are seeds that come out from it. So when they show you like, oh, a lotus root, we sell lotus roots, and you see that it comes like with all these holes, and it's kind of sliced at a diagonal. It's not actually the root, it's actually the bottom, the very bottom of the flower that has the pods that hold on to the seeds. And it's, you know, it's good for that root in particular is really good for fertility, because look how many seeds that it can hold. It's good for love and fertility and things like that. Two of Cups, love wins, right? Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. You don't see too many Six of Cups, a happy reunion. Seven of Cups, imagination. Well, for this deck, it's imagination. I guess you could say they would still have... This one, I think you'd kind of have to read intuitively. What kind of gives up the intuitiveness of it, everything is the, you know, these little side notes here, like abandonment. Happiness when Jupiter is in the sign of Pisces. Ten of Cups. Release of like stresses creates a safer environment. The home of expression. Knight of Cups. The love song. Queen of Cups is actually a male figure, because the sex does not matter. It's the energy of the card. And the Throne of Emotions. And that, my loves, was the beautiful Next World Tarot. Okay, so I think the back is kind of matte, but it's kind of got that gloss. You see that? Bing! Yeah, so it's not like this. Actually, it's like a super low gloss that makes it feel like matte. Because it probably is. Okay, like this is matte. This is clearly matte. It could be even a satin, but it feels really matte. Like it feels like it's gonna grab. And shuffling them this way would not be it. So you'd probably have to shuffle this way, like how I am. Because I have extremely small hands, and I'm not into bending cards. Like, I don't want that. So I would probably have to shuffle like that using these cards. But they are beautiful. I'm so happy, and I'm extremely pleased to have purchased this deck. I seriously think there should be more people in the world who express their art like this, versus doing the traditional images and kind of, you know, send a message. When you make something, send a message that speaks louder than anything, and it's all through an image. Because why? Because you will have 78 opportunities to create anything that is affecting the world socially and be able to say something, take a stand, you know what I mean? Expression through art. This is the creative expansion that you see come along with the Ace of Cups. This is creation at its finest, creativity at its finest. Not only is it in an entrepreneurial sense, it is in a creative sense where self-expression and art come into play. No, it's not sexual at all, but it still has its forms of grace and sexuality and sensualness that is within the deck. I want to thank you guys for joining me. This was a great flip through. I want to thank you guys all. And until next time, thanks for joining me here at Tarot Tuesday on Creative K. Bye.